Here goes nothing. Libra, guys, this message is a little heavier than normal. You know, I'm always playing around, goofing off, but I still tell the truth. I always say the message for what it is. But this one, I'm picking up on some very, very heavy energy. Shoulders heavy, heart heavy, mind is heavy. Somebody needs to release. Just drop it. Just let it go. Whatever it is that you're holding on to for dear life. Or if it's not you, Libra, it's somebody you're connected to. Guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Eccentric RockStar'Seed, and I come in a lot of peace today. I come in a lot of harmony. But I gotta get this message out. If I burst into tears, don't mind. Be patient. Keep in mind, take what resonates, leave what does not. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Okay. It took me 20 minutes to start the record button because as soon as, like, the first emotion was nausea. And I can understand, like, I don't have a reason to feel nausea. Not like the flu nausea, like anxiety nausea. And then I burst and I sat down and I flipped all the cards over. You know, I flipped all the decks over. I look at the bottom of each deck to give me an idea of what's going on. This one stuck out to me. My life is a mirror. Somebody has to have it all together or look like they have it all together on the storefront. They're responsible for a lot of people, places, and things. And the inside, they go in the bathroom and cry a lot. You may think they're taking a number 2. This speaks to a man. Okay? But I'm seeing fire sign moons. Your moon sign could be in Aries. I'm channeling Aries moon, Leo moon, and Sagittarius moons. All of y'all. It's something heavy. They all dealing like you're pushing through something. You're trying to push through something. And I keep hearing in my premonition, if I knew how to fix it, I would. Someone's constantly feeling like they're disappointing their loved ones, whether it's your mom, your wife, your friends, your sisters, your brother, like whoever it is. It's a female figure that's giving you the indication that you're always letting her down. Okay, and it's like, if I knew how to fix it, I would. That's you. That's the person. I feel like Libra, where you fit in, you're connected to this person. If it's not you directly, you're connected to this person who has exterior accountabilities from you. And I also get that it's a child. So your children could have fire signs in their moon. It's like you see them doing the most. It's like, I don't understand. And this has been going on for a while. It's like, if I knew how to fix it, I would. It's like, when I see my life as a mirror, it's like, okay, your child is trying to tell you, mirror back to you, where you've either been disconnected or they're feeling disconnected and don't know how to reconnect back with their inner self, their true, authentic self. So you see them acting out of character a lot. The people in my life are really mirrors of me, and this affords me the opportunity of grow and change. Someone feel like they can't grow and change. They feel like frustrated. Like, you see how my voice just elevated? Like, I don't see where I can change. I'm met with a dead end every time I try to do something that's for the betterment of me. But I'm confused. Is it for the betterment of me or for the betterment of you? Someone maybe the fire signs, that the fire moons that's acting like depressed or definitely battling depression. It may not be the most severe case, but it's becoming a depression because they're always feeling like they can't do something right, or they're made to feel like they're a disappointment, or that their confidence is down at an ultimate low. It's like below sea level. Like they have a very low self-esteem right now with your loved ones. And it could be the way that you're interacting with them, Libra, is like your your mental strength. You could just be trying to be strong for your family, and you're just you're putting them down too much, or they feel like they can't live up to your high standards if you're not trying to put them down. I'm saying a prayer. Rab, we sincerely believe in you. Please forgive our sins and save us from the hellfire. Surah number 3, ayats number 10. I think that's number 10. But I got some notes. I can't tell you why by the Eagles. I have when they realize they can't fuck up your good time, your vision won't be tainted by a bad date or a string of lost souls. You're being chased after. What? Some of you could be going from, if you're wearing your hair short right now, you're going from short to long, like you're going from one extreme to the next. Or vice versa. If you had extremely long hair, you're going to do a pixie cut. Like a change up, switch up. I see Pretty Little Liar. So this speaks to mother figures and spouses. If you're a parent to a child that has the fire signs in their moon, they are struggling beyond what you realize. You could be in a spotlight, or just you're in a space in your life where it's like you're going for the gusto, like, and it's like your family or the people that rely on you. The reason you feel like you can't rely on them is because they feel inadequate next to you. But that's the depression. That's making them think that they are inadequate standing next to you as a partner and or a child that's trying to live up to where you're at. I feel like the pressure that you're applying, you may not mean to apply pressure, but you are speaking with an iron fist. You're making them feel like they can't be children, or you're making them feel like, if it's a counterpart, you're making them feel like he can't just be a man. He can't just be free. Or if it's a woman, if it's a man counterpart that's talking to a woman like that, you're making her feel like she can't live up to what you're doing. And the Most High, we have the Ace of Pentacles here. The Most High is using me to say it, like you're talking with an iron fist. I don't enter into anything except with gentleness. So you could be being a little bit too harsh. So the cards I have flipped over, I have Stand Out, Personal Brand, list ways ways to bring out what makes you and your brand extraordinary so you can stand out from a crowd. I have Declutter, and I have Manage. Manage your time wisely so that your tasks don't drain you. And that's so much of that, it just makes me feel like somebody is building something and they kind of feel like their energy is being drained. You got Wedding. This involves marriage, but what I'm getting from this card is this is involving commitments. It doesn't have to be an actual marriage. It's just long-term commitments. Like, you have made a decision to dedicate your life to your career, or dedicate to making sure your family name is recognized in society standards. You know, it's like you've made a commitment, and everybody is not doing that great around you. You may have a team of people that's around you and they're struggling with depression. You have past life relationship. You have known each other before. I got a couple different scenarios too. You also have calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, visualizations help bring you together. Now, on one hand, Libra, whatever you're doing, you could be a therapist or a doctor or a medical professional yourself. And the irony of that is you're showing up for everybody else and they could use your expertise. Somewhere in that, you found a past life soulmate. You've met a past life soulmate and they use your expertise. The irony in that is when you go home, it's the total opposite. You cannot get your family's cooperation, whether it be a counterpart and or your children. So your commitments is like, do I have to choose to stay home with them, or do I keep going? It's like you almost feel like you need to speak to a therapist or something. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm hurting my loved ones. Trying to get everything together. Trying to make everything right for everybody. You have Code of Seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. Now, if you look at this picture, this is where I get the child is speaking to you. If you're in a scenario where you have children and it's your children that's struggling with depression, they're trying to tell you, Mom or Dad, if I knew how to fix it, I would. I'm on your side. I'm team you all day long. I'm whatever what makes you happy. I'm willing to do whatever makes you happy. It's just that I don't know how to fix it. If I knew how to fix the problem, I would. I just don't know how. That's the depression. You got a second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. This is somebody who feel like now that my self-esteem is so shot, or they feel so far gone, they don't feel like they can pick themselves back up. That's depression. And then you got healing is happening. If my voice start cracking, be patient with me. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften up. Now my baby done came to give me a hug. Thank you, son. You okay? Thank you. Thank you for hugging mommy. All right, and then you have we the Heathers. Deep love, mother's milk, birth of portal. This is somebody you birthed. For some, you brought this person into this world. For others, the person who is your past life soulmate you met through your travels or in doing your practice or whatever your healing abilities are. You're gonna birth them. You're gonna give them children. You have I'm sorry, defenselessness. Look at the pictures, y'all. They telling 1,000 words. Writing past wrongs, uprooting. I wish I knew how to fix it, but I don't know how. And this is also channeling you might have struggled as a child with inadequacy or just was put down, was straight up abused, was put down verbally, emotionally, mentally, physically, sexually. You were just beat down real bad in some way, spiritually. And it's like, it's the mirror. It's like if you have a child, is they're mirroring that back to you. Like that's something that could be the reason why you're so adamant about making sure I go out. You may be a person who works a lot, and you think about your family a lot. You put everybody before you, and it's costing you or your family peace. But if they don't have peace, you wouldn't have peace. You see. Then you got the 7 stars, birthing, creations, tapestry of life, freedom of expression. They don't feel like they can tell you. They in this black hole with no bottom to it, and they don't feel like they can tell you. They have you might have kids that have, it's okay, every child has imagination. Even if it's a counterpart, he may have an imaginary friend. Because he can't, in reality, he don't express himself freely. He can't express himself freely. He don't have the platform to express himself freely. And then the overall energy, the bottom was the Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. This is somebody who's on a platform or just well known in the community. Why am I using 3? I love you. That's 3 words right there. Short and simple. You guys, you could be winning in the community, but feel like a failure behind closed doors, is what it sounds like. Then I got the orator, communication, confidence, It's like people know they can go to you for guidance. Even if your family felt like they can go to you for guidance. I don't know. For the pathless, you got difficult decisions, lack of direction. You see that? Everybody's trying to give this person or people counsel, and they just don't feel like they're doing it right. I just don't feel like I'm doing a good job. And then you got the witch. But it's interesting because this talks more about being rebellious, not being an actual witch or something, but experimentation, rebellious. I saw a heroin addiction. You don't know that your children, if you have older children or teenage children, they could be struggling through heroin addiction. And that's why they're hanging with the wrong crowd. You may think they're just sleeping a lot because they're teenagers. They're high. Even if it's a spouse, he's not taking it in the form of a pill, like a narcotic pill. He's taking an injection. And so is the children. They're taking a lethal injection. A syringe is what they would do. And then on the bottom, you got health checkup. You got soak in the bathtub. Hold up. This is from my self-love deck. Soak in the bath. This is somebody trying to hide from you. Every time you see them, every time you go to try to talk to your family or maybe talk to your spouse, they have an alibi. Oh, I'm in the bathtub right now. Oh, I'm doing my homework right now. Oh, I'm on the phone right now. Make a meal. I think you're trying to be there for somebody and you kind of hitting a brick wall like, I don't know what to do. Because some of y'all can tell there's a problem. and you don't know how to fix it, and you're frustrated. I got the Six of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Five of Pentacles. You see what I'm saying? Bad health. Five of Pentacles. Somebody who think that if I come to you, you won't understand. You see how they're met with restriction in this deck? Somebody wants to talk to you and don't feel like they can come talk to you because they're made guilty for even being friends with you. Okay, that part is the scenario where there's a counterpart. Whereas this is a man who has a partner. Somehow the partner realized they're seeking counsel and they have a friendship with you, librarian. They're made to feel so ridiculous for doing that. This person doesn't know that they're talking to this person with an iron fist. They don't understand this person's psyche very well at all because they're verbally abusive. Like they're not the most supportive of what this person needs. This person could talk down to them a lot, could talk down, and that person could be your patient. And they come and tell you when they come to do sessions with you, Libra, that person will tell you how this person is very critical of them and verbally abusive to them, and it puts them down mentally, emotionally. This person, your patient, has fallen in love with you, Libra. In that case, that's the scenario where the person know that that's your past life, that you are their past life soulmate, but you're also there in reality, you're that person's therapist or healer or medical, you're a professional to that person. Maybe even a friend too, but it's something about it that where they're so down on themselves, they don't know how to stand their ground for what's going to make them happy. They're too busy making the other person happy. It's a trigger. And this person realized the person's a bully to your patient. So they know that if I talk down to this person is going to do everything to make me happy because they can't stand the pain of feeling like they're not good enough. And that person manipulates that. That's where you see the witch, experiment, rebellious, pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction, communication, confidence. You think about it. This person is threatened by you, but they're not going to say it to that person that they're threatened by you because that would be weak. They want that person to rely on them and depend on them, but they're just not a compatible fit emotionally. Where you and your person, you could see it too, but as a professional or a person who respects boundaries, if you're not their professional, you're somebody who's very wise, but you can respect boundaries in a way where it's like, okay, I see that you have an experience going on for yourself. I can give you advice. But in the same token, it's like I almost feel like you almost feel like some of this, you're not helping the situation. You're helping the person, but it's not helping the situation. The person could be trying to have it both ways. The person could try to get the advice from you and try to be strong and take it. It's like a catalyst for foreplay. You may not mean to, but you accidentally are becoming the catalyst to get the foreplay for them started. But it's not working, it's backfiring because the person realized you're in the mix somewhere. Even if they don't know you, they don't know what you look like, they may know what you sound like, or they may know little things about you, but really don't know you. So it's just backfiring. And you picking up on that energy. And you have to take a ritual bath with the soaking on the bath, okay? And trying to keep yourself in good spirits. Someone could come and try to talk to you or need to talk to you, and you may just make them a meal. You may just really just nurse them back to health. You may need to do something to nurse your friend or family back to health. And I think you're doing it, it's going to work through food. But I'm also called to say if someone depends on you for guidance, spiritually, emotionally, or mentally, you know what I mean? Just somebody to uplift, they still need to go through their family physician and get a recommendation to have somebody to talk to exterior to you. Because unlike you, that person can speak to them from an objective standpoint. You may have started off speaking to this person from an objective standpoint, but it's becoming something about your connection is a little subjective. A little bit. Maybe not for you, but for the other person and or both. Your food heals people, is what I'm told. Then this, I split the deck and left it there because I forgot which one goes on the bottom or top. But you have the Queen of Cups, and that goes without saying. That is a therapist or somebody who's motherly. Somebody found a mother figure in you. Somebody who's you're nurturing and compassionate, and it's the Magician. So in a way, this could be the dynamic I'm talking about. This person feel like they manifested you, and you're showing up as somebody who's a professional or somebody who's absolutely right about how you handle the situation, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's frustrating. So this could be centered around this person who's showing up as a magician. If you look at the picture, and his way of doing things, he's a magician, so he's talented. He's a strong mentalist. He can bring in, he can manifest anything and get it. Like he can snap his finger and say, okay, I want that. It's nothing that I can't have. This person could be battling some form of depression or becoming depressed about the situation because it's like, here I am feeling guilty about everything I have going on, what my lifestyle is, whatever the lifestyle entails, and I see a victory with this person. Why? Hands down, you're a mother figure to this person. That is something they couldn't quite achieve in a counterpart or a friend. Like you're just a friend, but you're a mother figure. Well, now it's like whatever he's looking at himself now in hermit mode. But this is the Magician, but it's still a card that represents a Virgo energy. The Hermit card is a Virgo energy. But this is somebody who thinks about things in a way where, on one hand, it's like, how can I say it? Go ahead, eccentric, use your words. How can you say this? His way of doing things, yeah, he get what he want, but he's never met somebody strong and nurturing and compassionate like you, no matter if he's doing it wrong. You could realize your way of doing things is not the best way to do it, but you're strong. Like you show up in a way that's very different. Your soulmate may differ from a usual type. There's like all kinds of commitments on this board. So in this dynamic, it could be, you might be the mother of emotions, like somebody who is like a healer, somebody who can give people positive feedback and give counsel, someone who's protective, nurturing, and just flat out love. They're acting and operating from a space of love. They're open. They have an open heart chakra. Here, somebody is going to have an open heart surgery. Somebody can come from a family, a lineage of people who have open heart surgery. And you know that somebody is struggling. You're picking up on it. If you have psychic abilities, you're empathic as a Queen of Cups, you're picking up on somebody struggling. So what? This could be your children. You know you have children that are extraordinarily talented with the Magician, and they just can't tap into it. Someone feels like you're leaving them behind because you're on this winning streak or this path of your vibration so high, they feel like it knocks them out by default because they are struggling with depression. How they don't feel like they can stand next to you. They're not going to be able to. This could be you, Queen of Cups with the Magician. This is somebody who's supernatural in talent. They're talented through their spiritual abilities, or they got the recognition for it with the Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. So it's like, how can I get a victory? How can I feel victorious with this person? I feel like the majority of this message speaks to people with children struggling. They're struggling with their esteem. And there is another scenario where a person who's in a connection or commitment with someone, because having children is a commitment, and so is having a counterpart. That's a commitment. Someone feels like you are a commitment. They're willing to have a commitment with you as long as you remain that Queen of Cups, somebody who's healthy about their interactions with people. You're teaching somebody how not to drown through all their accountabilities. You know, I'm going to move the rest of these decks. Give me a second. I'm going to move these decks. Because I can tell, I got 3 cards from each deck and can tell the story just like that. I feel like this person is conflicted between 2 people, Or if it's the children, they are conflicted between your way of doing things as a parent and then how the community may do things a little different, and they get results their way too. So if it's a child, they're very impressionable. And that we as parents, we always have to remind ourselves we're not going to be our children's only influence. And they're struggling through depression, and they're thinking of going to speak to another parental figure about it, but have a fear of disappointing you, or have a fear of people using your child's concerns against you. Like, I don't want anybody to turn around and weaponize me talking to them against my mother, as if my mother is not being the best she can be. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where you might have been through things before where people turn on you, or people weaponize your family against you. That's death before dishonor. So whoever did that, they got some serious karma if it wasn't death before dishonor. That's what I said. We're eccentric on this channel. You don't fuck with nobody's family. Anyway, let's there's a child or children who wants to speak their truth. They don't, if I knew how to fix it, I keep hearing that. If I knew how to fix it, I would, but I don't know how. These are men in different age groups, adolescents, pre-adolescents, and a grown adult man who want to do the right thing, who always lives to do the right thing, who comes with a lot of pride and a lot of family orientation. I think that you see that, you Libra, you see that through the people you're raising, the people who came from you, who came out of your womb, and they're growing up to be, and you're raising them to be the best man they can be. But you are so creative. It's like you seeing, if you have multiple children, you see their different strengths and different weaknesses in these different children, and they're all creative. They all have a talent. You see a lot of potential in them being very successful in their adult life, as long as they are raised under, you see, you have a lot of wisdom. You're Libra, operating like the Queen of Cups. You have a lot of wisdom. You could be speaking, you could be acting, you could have learned from how you were raised. You learn from the mistakes of your parents. Every parent makes mistakes. There's no rule book to parenting. But I think with you trying to make sure your family stays on the up and up, you're struggling. It's a struggle. You see your children struggling. They're not keeping up with what you're teaching them because they're battling depression. And it's starting to hit you like a ton of bricks. Like, do I need to go take an external resource? It's like, I teach them how to pray. I feed them well. I take very good care of them. And I even show up as a healer or nurturing, somebody who's nurturing and compassion, but do I need an additional professional to help me with this? You're contemplating, is what I'm hearing. And then in the other news, where the other person, it may be a relationship dynamic, this person is like beating himself up. It's like, because they feel like you're the Queen of Cups, you're the mom to them. For some, it may be hard for them to have intimacy with you through sex because they look at you like the mother figure, and they don't know how to tell you that. They don't want you to think something's wrong with you when it's actually the opposite. They want to tell you that somehow, some way. Like, the way I perceive you, I don't think I feel guilty having intercourse with you. Likewise, someone, if they is not so, as far as like intercourse, they definitely see you as a past life soulmate, but they're already committed and they called you in. They feel like they manifest you. So even if they're on somebody else's watch, they were calling in another soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Libra, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations is what's keeping y'all close. Somebody really looks up to you for guidance, and you help with the sense of direction. You take your knowledge and your wisdom very serious. You're a very responsible person. But this is specific for male figures who have fire signs in their moon. What is a fire sign in your moon? Your moon sign is what it talks about your emotions, how you handle your emotions. So if you could have Leo in your moon. That's somebody who you have to look at your birth chart to see what it is. You can have And it's 3 fire signs: Leos, Aries, Sagittarius. So it doesn't matter if you're, can you stop doing that while I'm talking? It doesn't matter if you're an Aquarius or a Virgo or something. Your moon sign, you probably operate from that space more than you operate from your sun sign. Your sun sign is the day you were born. So you're born in Leo, August 8th. You're a Leo. Technically, you were born August 8th. That's your sun sign. Your moon sign could be in Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. That's how you handle your emotions. You could be a very sensitive person who wears their heart on their sleeve. But when you get mad, it's a whole fire. It's like a nuclear bomb exploded. That kind of thing. A Sag. One thing about Sag, I learned that when they get mad, they react to it right away, but then they let it go. They're not heavy in their emotions like that. Aries, when they get mad, they like to antagonize. They keep going. They turn into they a little devilish when they get mad. Leo, when they react to something, once they make it up in their mind, you just hurt their feelings. They may not look at you the same after that. They may say, okay, that's it, I'm done. I'm through with it. They may not always jump to that conclusion, but they'll tell you, you do that again, that's it. Because I'm not about to play with you like that. You're not going to play in my emotions because of the way that these people show up. They show up in love and loyalty and passion. So you could have a lot of great sex with people, with the men who operate, whose moon signs are Sag, Aries, or Leo. They're sexually dynamic. They're very, very warm-hearted people. Whether they practice a short temper or not, when they love hard. They love with everything. So if you make them mad or make them feel like they're down on themselves, that's not a good thing. And they'll stick through it. And somebody could be operating from their ego. If they're with someone who may be verbally abusive, I don't want to go ahead and say the person is narcissistic, because everybody's not narcissistic. Sometimes they just verbally abusive. Or you did something to hurt them and they don't want to let it go. They acting like everything's cool, but they really still harboring resentment because you did something in the past that really distraught them and broke their heart, and they're insecure at this point. So now it's like, you don't understand what the fuck the argument is. What's the problem? Okay? You did something to hurt me. The Aries, Leo, Sag men is who I'm talking to. And Libra, I feel like you are witnessing this, whether they're your children or a counterpart or somebody close enough to you. Somebody wants a do-over with you. If it's your children, you may need to go ahead and just ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions with a medical professional to make sure your child is not drowning, because they're at the point where they're saying, if I knew how to fix it, I would. I see everything that you're doing, and I see everything you want me to do, and it's somewhere in me to be excited about it, but I have depression. They're children, and they don't know how to say they're depressed. They're just going to say, I don't know what the problem is. If I knew how to fix it, I would. I cried before I started the recording, so I can't talk and cry at the same time. But I did, because it's serious. So, and on the other, it's like 2 different scenarios. If it's a counterpart or children, it applies to both. Some of your children could be struggling through sexual abuse, and they don't know how to tell you that because it happened to them when they're young enough to block it out. If I knew how to fix it, Mom, I could, but someone could have an attachment on them, is what I get from this. Children, even a man, could have sexual demons on them. So if your child is not acting sexual in specific, they could be acting kind of fresh in a way where they want to hang around grown people, like older people or older crowds, or just acting rebellious in general. Like, I don't want to listen to what you say. What you're saying is stupid. Like, you could think your child and lost their marbles, and you want to bop them upside their head. You want to bust them in the mouth. Let's just say it. Some of us come from families who culturally, they're to bust you in the mouth. Like, I don't care. It's not child abuse. It's like, don't abuse your parents if you don't want to experience child abuse. Period. What else? That's why I said some of us come from more humble beginnings. So if you're a parent who is the Libra or have Libra in their chart, you could be talking to your child with an iron fist. You may not bust them in the mouth, but you might be talking to them in a way where it's like you're triggering, you're a mirror of what my life used to be. I had to grow up like that. Even if you weren't a mouthy kid yourself, you had parents that talk with an iron fist to you. And they would just bust out and bust you up because that was how they couldn't handle their emotions. That could be what led you to be a medical professional or somebody who's a therapist, somebody who's a healer, or just a kick-ass friend, a kick-ass mom too. You could be somebody who just want to make sure I'm taking care of you emotionally, so you ain't never got to react that way towards me or anybody else. I want to make sure you're well taken care of. Somebody recognize that about you. You could be like that. You could be a parent who's just like that with her children, or you just take care of your friends really well. And some of your friends are male figures. Some of your male friends fell in love with you, Libra. Some of your friends are in love with you. I'm not saying y'all cross the line with each other, but they are in love with you because of your abilities, because of your emotional depth, your emotional strength. People think just because it's an air sign, they're not emotional, they're smart. So you are emotionally intelligent. So with these two decks, you guys, I use this one is for family life. I picked these two decks up. They're both Louisiana decks. All right, you need to move because I'm trying to read and you're going to make the camera fall. Thank you. These two decks clarifies if it's a relationship dynamic or children, your advice is positively impacting one person while the other person is responding to it in a rebellious way. So I think that speaks to relationships. Let me clarify what I'm trying to say. You got the Magician next to the Queen of Cups, right? If that's not you practicing extraordinary talents, or when it's not you practicing extraordinary talents, it is this person, and you have a positive effect on this person. This person does not want to manipulate you, or they want to be in a situation with you where it's like, how do I keep this person and keep myself too? Keeping this person does allow me to keep myself too. I can be free, and my talents and strengths are further amplified behind this person because this person is healing my heart. That's what you did for somebody, Libra. And now you're trying to figure out, it's like, okay, on the other hand, my children are turning manipulative and rebellious, and for better or for worse. If this is a man with two women in his energy, or he's entertaining two women, he gets this from you, and the other person is the total opposite. They're not emotionally equipped. It doesn't mean that person's bad. They just incompatible. I don't know how to take care of your emotional needs. Fire sign, moon sign, and moon placement in all three fire signs. Okay. For this man. So this man has a fire sign in his moon, in the moon placement. And so do your children. So the moral of all this is teaching you that it's an opportunity about growth and change. What can I change as a parental figure to further my kids along? I may need to go talk to another professional from an objective, somebody who can speak to me from an objective standpoint that can give me pointers because I'm overdoing it somehow, or over analytical somehow, where I might be a little too strict because they're my children. Typically, we get like that when it comes to our children. We talk to them with an iron fist a little bit more than we talk to everybody else because we expect more from them. We get disappointed easier from them. So you might be showing up in a scenario where you were the Queen of Swords, like a Libra, the air Libra. You could have been showing up as the Queen of Swords. And what does that mean? It means you're fighting for what you believe in. Whatever the point you made, that was the point you're willing to fight to the death of you to establish that point by way of territory and protection. Somehow, if you were speaking to your children like that, It could have stemmed from a past experience in your childhood, or just remembering how your parents were with you and knowing that you don't want your children to be taken advantage of. But you came off a little too stern and they didn't understand where you were coming from. Now you got to verbalize it. You got to create a space where there's no judgment. Because now you're judging yourself too harshly and you're hitting a brick wall with your children. You're putting barriers up with your children in a way where it's like you're not so nurturing and compassionate in a way because you're over analytical. You're in your head too much where you could be more empathic with the Queen of Cups. Be creative when it's paired with the Magician. Be creative. Not like I'm the parent or I'm the mom or the dad. You're going to do it because I told you to do it. No, there has to be understanding. There has to come with some kind of like wisdom. Like you're a teacher, not a dictator. It is like something specific happened where you just don't bend on it when it comes to your partner or it comes to your children. And it's like they're not understanding why you're coming off like that. And they're turning rebellious against you because they cannot connect with you. You won't bend on it, so you're not trying to tell them, why not? Why can't I? So now it's time to declutter. Create a sacred space for your family and delegate your time and make time for it where it's like you're not showing up drained or tired. It's time to like really like isolate yourself to an extent. Like go introvert. That's the word. Go introvert and create this space. Go within so you can create this space and declutter the space so you can stand out. You can show up in a way where it's like, I'm your mom, but I'm still all these other multitude of things, but I'm still your mom first. I'm still your dad first. Yeah, I'm a superstar. I'm victorious. I'm famous. I'm wealthy. I'm rich. I have God. I have my life. I'm doing everything that has nursed me out of tumultuous experiences through family, by blood or marriage. And those tools may not be needed for your new counterpart and or your children. It's like on one hand, you could be further along if you met someone. You could be a little further along with that practice by way of, okay, I see who this person is. I'm a lot stronger because I healed a lot of tumultuous experiences through previous marriage and relationships. So I'm strong. I can show up like the Queen of Cups. You as the parent, you might need to declutter a little bit more because your child is showing you where they're struggling and they don't know how to fix it, but they're struggling to connect with you, or you are struggling to connect with that child. I really think it's you trying to struggling to connect with the child that's battling depression because it's triggering you. It's reminding you of where you used to grow up, where you had what you had to grow through. It's reminding you, it could be triggering abandonment issues with the Five of Pentacles right here, the Tower, and the Six of Pentacles. It's like it has to be reciprocity. The Six of Pentacles is like, I thought I had a platform, meaning a space, for my children to come to me and I can come to them. You might have outgrown that space. You may need to create something better for what's needed moving forward. Because when you put the 5 and the 6, that narrows down to 1. With that 5 of Pentacles, it's like you feel it lost, lack. Your children don't feel like they can connect, or they feel like they have no hope. They are battling depression. Meanwhile, you can help your counterpart or your friends or just random people just fine. They can connect just fine. Now you need balance. Because a 5 can't be balanced like that. That's like somebody feels left out or feel like they can't come to you out of fear that you won't have time for them. Tower moment. 6 of Pentacles is like it has to be equal give and take. It has to be reciprocity in both personal life and professional life. So to create that new space, now that you realize that, you got to create a new space based off where you're at now or where you're trying to go at this point moving forward. And so your children can come to you in harmony, not in fear. They don't shut down out of fear. They don't struggle through anxiety. They don't have nausea. They're probably not eating correctly. They're not doing that great in school. They're not interacting with people correctly. They're probably getting into fights. It's a mess. It's all National Geographic. And it's a commitment that you're going to have to make with your children with the Six of Pentacles. You're going to have to make a new commitment. I feel like where you're doing a great job is inspiring you and giving you different pointers on how to make it a commitment, and how to make it a better reciprocatory experience that your children can respect and be able to propel them forward. Like, you didn't birth children to make them feel muted. You want them to be able to speak. But this is like rooted. This is deep rooted. This is like instilled. This is like an ink stain on your child's spirit. They don't know how to come to you and tell you, Mommy or Daddy, I need you. And I don't know how. You're telling me to pray and I don't know how. I don't know how to connect with God. That could be a thing. I don't know how to connect with God. I don't feel like I'm talking to him. I don't feel like you hear me because of that depression. And that's where that deep love and that mother's milk, which is that knowledge, was that truth, was that Ace of Pentacles. You got to restore their wealth, which is in this case, mental health, emotional well-being. That's more than just money with the Ten of Pentacles. That's why it's next to the Ace of Pentacles. That's what's missing. That could be the key element that's missing in both the dynamic of you. The man could realize, I'm with somebody who doesn't have the right relationship with God, or don't have the right relationship with me because we're not spiritually yoked or emotionally yoked. But I get all this from you. And now I feel bad. Now I feel I'm depressed because this is a shitty situation. Like, what am I going to do? I can't drag Queen of Cups through the mud. I can't drag that person through the mud because of my shit. And I can't stay here in this other situation, this long-term commitment. This feel like the Gehenna. That means the hellfire. This feel like I'm in hell. I feel like I'm in hell now more than ever. I'm so upset. I don't know how to, if I knew how to fix it, I would, but I don't know how. Depression. Well, eccentric RockStar'Seed is here. If I have to get Dr. Khadijah on this, I will, with the health checkup, because she knows some stuff. Culturally, she can teach you the holistic way. Even if you go make an appointment with your family physician, you can tell Dr. Khadijah what they said, and she'll give you a holistic approach on how to fix it, or she'll teach you the spiritual way to fix it, like the ritual baths and what foods cure depression. She can do that. This man calling you to be his wife, and you are calling to be the best mom you could be. You got to stop doing and start connecting, reconnecting. I feel like the children disconnected from you through their depression. And now they're depressed, not realizing that I don't talk to God like I need to. I don't talk to my mom like I need to, or my dad like I need to. And that's causing depression. I feel disconnected from everything. I feel abandoned. And that's what's triggering you and feeling like an epic fail. Like you're feeling like you're picking up on depression when you graduated from all of that with the Six of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Like, you went to God. You did that. But you trying to teach your kids how to do it, it's a struggle. They're not getting it the way you get it. So now you got to find an alternate way to get them to listen, to get them to cooperate. Because you don't want to see, nobody wants to see their little lion cubs screwed up in the game. Not in the head, not in the heart, or feel like they don't have nobody. That's hurtful. I can see why you burst into tears. I can see why it took me 25 minutes to press that record button, because I had to cry. I just burst in. At first, it started as nausea, and I just burst into tears. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. That's a breakthrough. Your healing is happening. That's you healing something. You finally graduated from something you might have struggled through since you were a kid. And your children is showing you that. Like, you got what it takes to help me. If you stop being so analytical, you don't have to worry about the past. If your kids could tell you that you're a kick-ass mom or dad, they would. But there's depression. So your children could be spiritual like you. And they could be picking up on you struggling through something, feeling like you're doing a bad job. And they're trying to tell you you're not. Oh, I love this reading, Libra. I like this reading for you. A second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. You can always recreate a whole nother scenario that's going to help you propel you forward. The codes of the seas, the blueprint is within you. Take the next step. The same way you went to God about you, you can go to God about everybody, even a man you love or woman you love. And he'll tell you the truth. He'll tell you to leave or not, or he'll tell you to go to this resource or not. But you don't have to be confused. You don't have to be, you're going through a spiritual upgrade. Your kids could be going through that same spiritual upgrade, and you meeting this man or woman, you're going through a spiritual upgrade. So now you have to leave off of anybody who triggers abandonment issues in you, who just blocks you out in any way, whether it's sexual. These are pentacles, so somebody could not want to have sex with you. Somebody could not want to talk to you or talk ridiculous to you or make you feel like you're asked out. Instead of giving that reciprocity where on one hand, it's like a tower moment. The tower card is right between the 5 and the 6. So you're getting reciprocity from this other person. See how this woman is behind the door? Every time you open that door, it's like heaven. I'm walking into heaven. And then when I walk in this door, it's like I'm met with resistance. That's fucked up. That's very fucked up. And it's funny how the 5 of Pentacles is under the witch, the rebellious one, the one who got resentment. If you sit down and talk to this person, I bet you they tell you, I'm still mad at you for something you did a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And the Tower card is right over top of the pathless. You see how that one gold hand sticks out, but you got that one hand right there. Like it's a lot of people that think they're helping me or try to help me, but this one got the third eye, got that intuition eye on it. It's like this is somebody sticks out to you, or you stick out to somebody, and that's the Tower. Difficult decisions, lack of direction. You show them. You're showing them. Through your passion, your expertise, your love and loyalty. Your love and loyalty is not a day you go without. You're very faithful, Libra. And somebody is faithful to you more than you know. And the 6 of Pentacles is right here. See that person? That gives me Scorpio energy. With the skull right there and the third eye, the death of transformation. This person realized you the real deal. This person realized you're very talented. I think your kids are starting to realize you're onto something. Because they're your kids. They don't pay attention to all this stuff. But they are spiritual in a way where because they have a transformation or they're going through some kind of breakthrough, they're able to see you in this way now with this third eye. Like they're able to see my mother has a gift. With the Queen of Cups and the Magician, my mother has a gift. Or my father has a gift. And she's just and she's working through all the changes that come with that gift. I couldn't respect it until I started going through my own spiritual initiations, my own spiritual transformations, my own evolution, my own breakthrough with the Tower card here. Like I didn't know which direction to take. All she's trying to do is teach me what she already is established in, but I still have to get there. And the man is like, or the woman, a man or a woman, whoever is in a bad relationship, or a bad connection, or just around bad people who got negative opinions, period, whether it's your family by blood or marriage, they're starting to realize, I could trust this person. Communication, confidence. With the 6 of Pentacles, my mom is serious. My dad is serious. This man is serious. This woman is serious. They know what they're talking about. They should be a whole damn doctor on a professional level, if they're not already. Because that's their calling. You realize your calling, your family realize your calling, your love interests realize your calling. And that is the victory. That starts with the Ace of Pentacles and then went straight to the 10 of Pentacles and the victory. People know that I could trust you. So your position is solidified. And you can help these people who struggle with depression because you graduated from depression or graduated from issues that could have caused depression. Because the blueprint is in you. So you're telling these people it's never too late. Don't be so hard on yourself. Oh, I got this commitment of 8 years, 5 years. How am I just walk away from this person? It's never too late. You got new possibilities that's aligned with who you are today. Y'all might have been connected or resonated with each other, more compatible when you first met, but you may not be that way no more. Sometimes you outgrow people and you shouldn't feel guilty or apologize about it. You shouldn't let nobody beat you up about it. Wow, I didn't even look at the deck. I'm holding this deck in my hand the whole time. It's the Eight of Cups. You see he's walking away from this house? It's somebody, and I get witch vibes anyway. Whoever the man, if the man is with a woman and he met an earth angel, and this earth angel made him realize he's an earth angel too. That's why this woman is know that they're not right for each other, but she's holding on to him for dear life. He might have thought it was his finances. He might have thought it was his charming ass looks. Because this man look good on this picture, But you see the salt on the step. She's doing this to put his ass out, put all his stuff out, just put him out, because God and the devil don't go in the same space at the same time. The energy is the Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, victory. And I'm going to show you the pictures when I'm finished talking about this illustration. You dig? All behind this Queen of Cups and Magician. All behind this man realized something. Whether he walked away, I feel like he walked away. Or the person may have felt like, well, I'm kicking you out. I'm not going to keep being met with all this resistance when I can get reciprocity somewhere. I know who love me and who really don't. I know who respect me and who really don't. I know who want to see me be a fucking champion and will be a supporting role in that process, in that spiritual journey for me. And that's this person right here. Now and as far as children go, when it's your children recognize that about you too. It's like, I realized I used to play my parents against each other. I realized my mom, why my other parent was so vicious towards my mom. It's because she walked away from the same situation. She walked away from somebody who practiced that divination or whatever, that negative shit. You call on entities, you call on jinns to control a narrative, to make yourself look a certain way. That stroke and strike shit, and you keep trying to pull me close just to strike me because you really fucking envious of me. You got the spirit of envy on you. I'm the spirit of the ancestors. You the spirit of the slave master. And now I met another spirit of the ancestors. I met the spirit of my ancestors. Come on, God. You want me to really tell this shit? I met the spirit of my ancestor. Who's that? Queen of Cups. That's mommy. I met the spirit of my ancestor. With all that praying and affirmations and visualizations. I cry for my mom all the time. This me talking, y'all. Eccentric RockStar'Seed cries for her mother all the time. All the time. Okay? You could have felt like you met your mother through another person. A reincarnation of your mother figure through, even if they are the opposing gender. You still recognize this person. But she never left. Needless to say, I don't have to tolerate this no more. I don't feel like I'm asked out. Five of Pentacles is abandonment, left out in the cold. I don't feel like I'm by myself no more. Tower card. I don't have lack of direction no more. I know what I'm supposed to do now. I know who I am. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do. Somebody could be called to get, after they go see their family doctor, after you get your physical checkup, to make sure everything's okay. Because I mentioned a lot about depression. Take a bath. This is self-love. Make a meal. Take care of yourself. Okay? You're meant to do that for yourself. While you're praying and saying your positive affirmations and visualizations, this is some of the physical work, footwork you could do. That could move it. It's moving to a 6 now. You could split a 6 equally. That's 3 pentacles apiece. Three pentacles is collaboration, mastering a craft, working together. Or working on yourself. Working on yourself brings in somebody who's also working on himself. Y'all work together beautifully. It's not a 5. We split a 5 pentacles, and that's 2.5 and 2.5. What a fucking half pentacle supposed to do? You're supposed to have a whole pentacle. You got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You worship God today, you cursing them the next day. You following the devil the next day. You operating from a sick heart. Or you're around people who operated from a sick heart. Or you used to be like that yourself. You used to operate from a sick heart. One day you want to pray, the next day you want to do your own, you want to act like you playing God in your own life. With the witch here. Get the fuck out of here. It don't work like that. Now I got that deep love, that mother's milk. I don't know what to do without it. I'm a whole mess without it. You ain't gonna take my mother from me twice. That's me talking, eccentric, RockStar'Seed. Some of this might even apply to me. But listen, that has been your message, librarian. We are decluttering. We are managing. We're not hanging around people, places, and things no more. That's gonna drain your energy. Where I get that from? I got it from the manage card. Time ain't forever. You're gonna do it now, and you're gonna do it right. You want to declutter. Okay? You're going to create a sacred space for yourself or this person, and it's going to be a no judgment zone for your children and or for your partner or for people. Just you're going to be able to show up or teach people how to talk to you with no fear of being rejected, no fear of being misunderstood. I don't think they are misunderstood. I don't think they have those fears. I just feel like depression works like that. So even through adolescence, you could battle depression a little bit because you're changing. Everything about you is changing. So the empathy is there. That's why the Queen of Cups and the Magician is there. It's like you got that gift. You know how to nurse people back to health. You stand out from the rest, like a personal brand. I'm gonna start a nonprofit organization and put your name on it, baby. That's what somebody's saying. That's what somebody thinking. List ways to bring out what makes you and your brand extraordinary, so you stand out from a crowd. I'm gonna tell you what this motherfucker doing that stands out from a crowd. They mirror me. Okay, that's what this says. The people in my life are mirrors of me. So for once, I'm looking in a mirror and it's not all cracked and unaligned. I like who I see. I recognize the person I am. And now your children, you're having that eye opener. Your children are starting to come around. They're starting to bond with you again. You might have thought your whole world came crashing down, but God is in control. I love y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.